You know who it is, man. It's your boy Vernon, aka Viper Photos and Promotions. We're just chilling here at my home base, about to take off. We're about to go down to my dude Peter Jackson's studio, the Music Factory, where all the bangers are made. We're gonna get an in-depth interview with him, get on some new questions, some new material. Find out what's going on with his tours, his new music that's coming out. Some questions about the mixtape No Talking that came out. Just give you all some information about the guy that I don't think anyone's really touched base on this type of way. So stay tuned, check it out. ViperPhotosandPromotions.com. So it's good, y'all. It's Vern, aka Viper Photos and Promotions. I'm here with Peter Jackson in the studio, Music Factory here. Thanks for taking the time out to do this interview, bro. We know you're a busy man, hectic schedules, big work ethic.
Yeah, thank you.
So, first thing I want to talk about is the mixtape No Talking.
Yeah, man.
I've noticed a lot of viral videos you've been putting out for that. Was that something that was planned to put out all those videos for the mixtape, or was that something that was done on the fly? You guys just kind of rolled with it?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I seen a lot of people, really going hard with the viral videos with mixtape records, and I mean, everybody knows from the videos that I put out a lot of high budget videos and a lot of stuff. So I mean, for the mixtape stuff, you can't really, be doing high budget videos. It just doesn't make sense. So my man Sazy, actually, he was doing crazy amounts of videos, like viral videos and everything. So when I seen him do it, I was like, yo, that's a good look. And I mean, that's kind of where I got the formula from. I gotta hail him up for it, because I mean, everybody knows what he was doing virally, and me as the person I am and the work ethic I put in. When I seen somebody doing something good, I was, not piggybacking on it, but me and him have actually spoke about this too.
Yeah,
so
good idea is a good idea.
Good idea is a good idea. So
true.
Basically, yeah, it was planned out. I'm actually sitting on a few more. I'm waiting. I want to put out a couple of higher budget videos for records off the album and off upcoming stuff before I put more viral video out. So people just know, that's not my standard. That's that movement, right?
Okay.
So I want people to see some bigger videos before they see more of the viral.
All right, perfect. Now, Richmond Street Records, which is your label. How many artists currently do you have working under Richmond Street Records? Is it just yourself, or?
No. Richmond Street Records is my label on Fontana Universal with my manager Chris McKee. It's both of our label.
Okay.
So we use that imprint, and Patrick Christopher, who's an R&B artist, is on it. Daryl Riley has distribution through us, so his music comes out through us, and he's under Nunu, which is his label, but we do his distribution. And I mean, then of course, Nino Nickel, guys like Zays, and then we work, with their stuff as well, but definitely looking to expand. But I mean, at the end of the day, I've got to get a lot bigger for us to put people under that imprint, right?
Yeah, true enough. Yeah.
It depends on what we do first before we go out, giving people false hopes and false dreams.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Speaking of Chris McGee, he's currently your business partner manager?
Yeah, he's my manager, my booking agent, and he's my partner on the Richmond Street.
How'd that relationship start? Because I remember doing business with you back in the day, and it was just, okay, PJ was doing his thing, and then next event, it was Chris McGee, and everything just kind of just took off from there,
Yeah, definitely. When I got with Chris McKee, my stuff really picked up. I mean, he's been a huge help for me, and a huge asset to my business and my career. And what happened with me and him was, either way, we had sat down to bring the Never Say Never tour to Oshawa, and we had sat down and I was gonna bring D12 and Joe Budden, Royce, and Classified to Oshawa for a show. He knows what I was doing. He knew I was doing the Wu-Tang stuff. He knows I did the Rich Boy, and I did a whole bunch of stuff that you've been a part of, and a lot of people were a part of. And I guess he really seen it, and he's from Pickering, and he had heard a lot about me. So he was like, you know what? Go out on this tour. I'm gonna put you on this whole tour. If it works out and you get good reviews from everybody and everything, then you come back and I'll be your booking agent. I'll help you get more shows. So I went out on the tour, and he was managing me on that tour. Like, I was calling him, whatever, problem here, good thing here, blah, blah, blah. So everybody reported to him. I had a good report. He's like, well, and I came back. He's like, people say you had a great show. You were great to work with, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, I want to work with you further. And I mean, I had an investor at that point too who could have been a manager, but Chris McKee came in and definitely helped me out a lot.
Swept it out of him, eh?
Yeah, I mean, he came in and did what he was supposed to do, and he showed
his game. Yeah.
Yeah, he showed that he was interested in what I was doing and wanted to see me move forward. So I mean, that's what happened.
And your team behind you've always had a really strong team that's really helped you out with your promotions. I mean, you're all over, not just because of yourself. Do you have like all of the people in 90 Nickel? We've noticed like everybody gets blast from everybody. It's a real tight circle with the family, and that seems to be working out in your favor, where it seems to be some people's demise in a crew.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's so hard as 90 Nickel, as the group of artists, as me, Flex, K-Stu, and Zays, before they started as 90 Nickel. I mean, a lot of people have come and go in that equation, for sure. A lot of people that you probably don't even know have come and go in that equation, and but at the end of the day, the best thing with us is that we're a family, and like Flex right now is doing his Anti-Heroes thing with Shot Prince, so that's his project he's working on right now. Zays is working on his solo stuff. K-Stu's doing a solo mixtape, but he's also doing some tattooing right now. So it doesn't matter what anybody's doing, it's still all 90 Nickel. I might have a Richmond Street tattoo here, but you're damn right I have the 90 Nickel tattoo right here. So it's always 90 first to me, and that's how I feel that they all feel too.
Sure said. So you've so far found a rising success in the Canadian market. You've been doing pretty good for yourself.
Thank you.
And in the recent past, you went on tour with West Coast artist Corrupt, which took you to a few stops in the U.S. Do you see yourself starting to do full North American tours in the near future, or touring home, being Canada, fine for you at this time?
I mean, no, of course anybody wants to expand, you know what I mean? It's not even just about the States. It's, we worked Miss Right in Europe and the UK, and so I mean, yeah, we're trying to expand, but I think before you can even leave your city, you have to conquer that city, then you can go and you can expand, which, in a lot of people's eyes, I've done all I can do in Durham, in a lot of people's eyes. There's not much more for me to prove that I'm actually a rapper, I'm actually a promoter, I actually own studios, I actually, have merch, you know what I mean?
Oh.
So I mean, people know that, but I think at the end of the day, yeah, the objective is to expand as much as possible, 100%. Not just to the U.S. market, not just to the European market, but all over the world, in every market. But you still have to do it here or do it where you're from, and then expand. Because if you can't go to where you're from and you can't get it where you are, hell no, you're never gonna get it nowhere else.
True enough.
You know what I mean? Yeah. If you're not the man in Winnipeg, then we're not gonna believe you when you come to Toronto or Ajax or Durham. And if I'm not the man in Durham, they're for sure not gonna believe I can do anything when I get to Winnipeg. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So that's what I think it is.
True. So your next concert tour is a short one so far. There's only a couple dates, right? With legendary Naughty by Nature.
Yeah.
And you're also shooting a video with them. What video would that be?
Shooting my video with Tretch for Certified, which is a record that's on my In My Life album with Tretch from Naughty by Nature. Classified actually did the production on that record. So we've been waiting a minute to get our schedules together and be able to have them here and have me with them at the same time. And they're coming back to Canada, so I reached out and we got it going on. I'm doing a few shows with them. They're actually doing a few shows, all over Canada, but that's, I'm just doing 2 or 3 with them and I'm shooting that video. So.
Perfect. Is there any artists in particular you would like to tour with that you haven't had the opportunity to do so yet?
Eminem, for sure, 100%. I mean, I'm a white rapper. You know what I mean? Nah, Eminem's my favorite artist though. Like, just his swag, where his mind's at with music and the music he makes and shit. I really feel, and I think he'd be a dope person to tour with and learn from. Definitely. Me, Method Man for sure, just because that's who I grew up on. You know what I mean? But honestly, at the end of the day, I want to be out of that supporting role and into that headlining role soon.
Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah.
So I want to be able to tour with my people on my terms instead of touring with someone else on their terms.
Sure, I hear that. Next question. So you're working on your next album. Have you had any thoughts of any titles for it? Do you have anything set for that yet, or?
Yeah, actually, the new album is going to be called Behind the Music. Same as the documentary series that we're doing and we're trying to pitch to networks right now. So yeah, basically it's Behind the Music. It's just going to be, if you really think about it, music's one thing, but the stuff that's actually in the music is behind the music. You know what I mean? Your feelings, what you use to make music is what fuels it. So what's behind it, what's in it. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm going with that. It's just, I'm just gonna keep it as real as possible and
put it on the line.
Yeah, and just show people what I'm doing to actually get on. What my hustle is and what I've had to do and what I'm still doing and the stuff I'm going through with women and the stuff I'm going through with family and friends and in life and outside and all that kind of stuff. So behind the music,
So do you write your own stuff, or do you have ghostwriters for you at this point, or
no,
anything like that? You're not one of those.
No, I'm not. My writing's not that good to have a ghostwriter. No, I'm playing, but no, I don't have. I haven't had anybody write any verses for me, but I'm not opposed to it.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to working with a guy like, I really respect Flex in my crew. I really respect him in the sense that, sorry, weed falling all over me and shit. I'm not opposed to having a man like him sitting down and writing with me because his writing skills are incredible to me.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Flex.
Yeah,
he's really good.
His writing is just so intricate and so put together and it's different from what I do. I think, so if somebody's out there writing hits and they want to work with me, I'm not going to tell them to fuck off because I'm an artist. I'm not too proud to sit down with somebody and work. Because, we do it with R&B artists, we do it with people doing hooks, we do it with people doing other parts of songs, other verses. Yeah. So, I can't be, unless I totally don't believe in what they're saying, then we're good. We can do that, we can get it in. But I'm not going to go pay nobody to write my verses for my next album, if that's what you're asking me.
So, how many tracks are expected? Do you have a set? Because I know you're making music constantly. You're constantly in here making music and making sure everything's proper. And if you're not, you're constantly attached to your phone doing all different types of things. So, do you have a expected set amount of tracks that you want on this album?
No, it'll be a full album. I think in my life I have 15, and I think that's good. I think 15 is a lot of records.
Yeah, it is. It's, most are coming out with 9-10 tracks. So
yeah, it ain't gonna be no 9-10 tracks. It'll be full length. I don't even think I can get my point across for what I'm trying to do with Behind the Music in 9 or 10 tracks. I don't at all. So I think 15 is. If I was buying your album and I got 9 tracks, I'd be pissed.
Sure.
I'd be pissed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Because it would be a little bit less than I expected. So I'm not gonna fall short of doing and putting the proper amount, and then I'm not gonna put too much on there either and overdo it.
True enough. Do you have any collaborations on that album that you want to mention or that you can mention?
Yeah, I have I got Joe Budden on the album. I got Corrupt on the album. I got Jordan on the album, and he's salute to him right now. He's killing them in Canada, and I think he's going to be, that one out of Canada that's going to do incredible things. I think he's an incredible singer and a really good person at the end of the day, too. So I got him on the first single, Joey, Corrupt. I got a 1-2 big surprises that, nobody knows about other than my manager and me. Other than that, we've kept it real tight, but soon people are gonna start to really see what's going on, and I think people are gonna be surprised.
Little leaks here and there.
No leaks of the music this time. No leaks. Nothing before the album this time. We did that with the EP last time, but we're not gonna do that this time. We're just gonna hit them over the head with it when it comes.
Sure enough. When is the expected release time for this album?
Oh shit.
I know the process is a long process, and just because you're a perfectionist, I know it has to be proper before you say.
I'm not gonna dawdle on it, so probably about, what is it? It's May.
Yeah.
Last quarter of the year, the worst time to drop an album, but yeah, it'll be the fourth quarter probably.
Don't quote them on that.
No, you can't go. If they don't come out before the fourth quarter and it comes out in 2012, then I mean, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to have an album before that.
Before that, eh?
Before 2012, yeah, for sure, 100%. I mean, it's May. You know, I ain't got nothing else to do but music and tour and work. So
even with the mixtape just dropped not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Your EP just dropped what, a year ago?
That was the album. That was full album.
Yeah, that was the full album. Okay,
Yeah.
and that dropped a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it actually dropped last June. So 11 months.
Yeah, 11 months. And
so I mean, I just think if you're a musician, you should be able to, or an artist, you should be dropping product. And Dame said, my DJ Dame said to me the other day,
you're an animal.
No, he said to me, I don't put out enough music.
Really?
And he was like, I'm cool with it though, because what you put out is always good.
Yeah.
It's not like you're oversaturating the market, and you're not just throwing like airs. Like I got 100 tracks on here that nobody's ever heard, but they might not all be that good. They might just be, whatever type things. But he said to me the other day, he's like, I don't think you put out that much music, and I like that because everything you put out is dope.
Yeah.
And I was like, word, I don't put out enough music. Like, it's dropped a fucking mixtape with 28 tracks on it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like you got music all the time. There's always something.
Yeah. So I'm like, how you can say that to me? But hey, I mean, he's a DJ. He knows best.
Yeah.
So I mean, if that's how he feels, I'm cool with that though. I am really cool with that because I don't want to put out too much.
Because then you're putting yourself out there too much, and maybe
Way too much.
You're always able to get at, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, people should still be bumping, the album, and I mean they are. We're still selling. I'm out there slinging albums today.
Mm-hmm,
I'm in 12 different stores today, filling them up with albums, filling them up with mixtapes.
Well, I remember when your album came out in HMV. I actually had to put an order in because they had sold out twice when I walked in.
They weren't.
I actually had to.
Yeah.
There was because it was the one in Oshawa here.
Yeah.
I know they have a hard time getting a hold of your albums when they first got them. They only got a certain amount, and then they had troubles getting a hold of the second stock.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were calling stores. I was personally calling stores, and I was making sure that the albums were going there, and I was also ordering albums when we were having this problem because it created a demand. I'm not 50 Cent. I do not have a budget like 50 Cent to put an album out. So we got to do what we got to do to create buzz. And we did that. We've sold, by the time, if you don't drop this interview tomorrow, by the time this interview comes out, we're going to be at about 5,000 sold, which in Canada is retarded. In hip-hop, retarded. Like, that's crazy. Our goal was 2,000 sold. That was our goal with this album. 2,000. And well, that was my manager's goal. He was like, I'll be happy when you sell 2,000. Records, because I'm sure he's put a lot of time into people who were big and they sold 30, 40, 50, 60, 600 albums.
Wow.
So, for what we're doing,
presidents.
Yeah. And it makes me feel good too because I know people are supporting what I'm doing, and picking up the albums. And a lot of it's been off-stage sales from the touring. True. Being in these clubs, being in Status, being in Kingston, being in Windsor, being in Montreal, being in Ottawa. All these places we're there. It's face to face,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it makes it a lot more.
That's how Tech 9 sells everything.
No, the Tech 9. When I went on the 3 stops for the Tech 9 tour with you guys, man, it was really cool because him, Chris Calico, Big Scoop, they put themselves out there just like you do, and they're signing autographs. They're doing things where people, once they get to a certain point, they kind of say, it's almost like they act too good to do that.
Well, check Tech's bank account compared to some of those people who don't talk to the fans.
Yeah,
and you'll see the difference. Tech has been made this. He's got so many people working for him. He's done it so perfect.
Well, he's a very humble guy.
He's a very humble dude. He's a very, very good artist, and he's a great businessman. Yeah. So can't fault the man for that.
What other tours do you have planned for 2011?
I hope to hit the road real soon with Sizzla in Canada. Everybody knows all the legal stuff.
Yeah,
with dancehall and reggae artists and how the government feels about some of the things. But I mean, Sizzla is such a good person, and he does so many good things for the youth and for the people in Jamaica and the people around the world. And I think that they're coming to an agreement, and he will be here. And when he comes to Canada, I will be right beside him.
That'll be
doing our records together. I won't be doing full sets on that tour, but I'll be with him doing our records together.
I can't wait to get some of that footage.
Yeah, that'll be crazy. So I mean that, and then there's another. I'm about to go on the road with Diggable Planets, across Canada, and then we got another tour coming up after that. This should be like middle of summer, but I'm gonna wait till that's solidified before I ruin anything, you know.
True enough.
So.
Yeah. All right, well, that's all the questions we have, man. Thank you for taking some time out to do this interview, man. If you got any shout-outs, your website, anything else that you'd like to add?
Maybe people can check me out at peterjacksonmusic.ca, Twitter at peterjackson905. MySpace is pretty much irrelevant now, so you know what it is, man. Your boy Peter Jackson, Viper, photos, promotions. You know what it is, man. Your boy Peter Jackson.
When Kale died, I was 16, his heart stopped. Kathy just passed the cancer, my grams just dropped. I was in the church, I seen Joe in my mother's eyes. Had to plug my ears, couldn't stand for Tia's cries. For Tia, that's my grandma, she like my mother too. She understand me and everything I'm going through. I was 19, I'm watching these people OD. Felt responsible, last night was on me. Seen Steve pass quick and I regret the night. I wish I was with him or someone to save his life. When Michael died, I felt like I lost another brother. I kept in touch with Jenny, you two really love each other. Till we died.